Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me for another adventure. Today's recipe is one I've been working on for a while. And when I say for a while, I'm making the Jimmy Dean knockoff sausage. And I've been searching for this recipe, and with all the hunting and all the meat I get from different places, I love, eating sausage, and that Jimmy Dean's is like the best one for me. I bought many off of Amazon and all these different companies. They get close, but like when my brother-in-law and sister were down, we tried them all, and the same thing they said is there's just always something a little off with each one of them, that we would have to add something. So if you have to add something, then why not just make it yourself? And making it yourself means it can be cheaper and is better for you because you know what's in it without all those preservatives and everything else that they put in there. So I finally got it figured out, and this is like, when I say spot on, it is spot on. So come along with me, we'll get started here, and I'll show you what we're going to use. Alrighty, as you can see today, I'm going to use a pork butt here. This pork butt was on sale for $1.69. So if you break down the spices and the pork butt, this will cost you, I figured this out, it's about a nickel, or between 10 cents and a nickel for your spices that you would use, and the cost of the pork butt. So if you can get a pork butt on sale, like this one was $1.69 a pound, that means you're spending less than $2 a pound to buy a sausage that you made yourself. So like I said, I'm going to show you all the spices then. And by the way, when I said I've done this many times and been working on this, this is my 4th pork shoulder or pork butt. So, and they're all 8-9 pounds. So, and I was making it 1 pound at a time, and then I didn't like that one where I put too much, and then I have to start all over again. And finally I got it. Finally I got it after the last one. So I made a couple of those pounds up, and it worked out really well. So I put some that's just regular sausage in a pack that I can just put out later for sausage gravy or whatever sausage I want to use it. And I also have the fresh casings links to make it into links. The fresh collagen casings, I should say. And then also, so what we're going to do is take half of this and we're going to make some maple out of it, because once I got this recipe down, then I just had to work on the maple syrup, and then I got that. So yeah, so let me get this out here. I'm going to get this all cut up. There's a bone inside this. We're going to take this, cut this down, get the bone out of it, get it down to where it's in grindable pieces, and then we'll put it together. All right. As you can see, we got that pork butt there all cut up, and this is what's left. I got all the meat I basically could get off. There's a little piece right there, but yeah, I got like most of it off I can get. You don't want to run your knife into the bone too many times, because then you start dulling it out. And I have a good Victorinox knife that I sharpen quite often, and I just don't like running it into the bone like that. But what I'll do now is get my grinder set up, and we'll get ready to start grinding. All right, guys, as you can see here, this is my baby. I used to have one of those little small countertop, which most people have. It's like 1 horsepower, half horsepower. They're loud, and they do the job for, the normal person that's just only going to grind once in a great while. I grind a lot, and I've had one of those other ones, and it just didn't work out. I have this same size as the 1 horsepower 22 inch, or the 22 throat that I have up where we hunt, and it'll grind through meat and never stall. It'll never stall. It'll never slow down. So I bought one for them at home as well. This is the Made by Meat one. The reason I bought this one is because I want to eventually get the attachment they have for on here. That is a dual grind attachment. You would just change out this throat, and it can do all the coarse and fine grind all in one hit. That would save me a lot of time from today, because after I put this through, then I got to grind it one more time anyway. So we're going to get this ground up, and we'll get ready to start adding our spices. Okay, guys, so this came out to almost 9 pounds. This is like 2 ounces short of 5, and this is 1 ounce short of 4. I was trying to just divide it up a little bit, get it close as possible. We're going to save this 4 to the side because that's what we're going to make our maple out of. And we're going to move this one in here to get ready to start. So we're going to do the first one here, which is salt. We're going to put in there 7.5 teaspoons. 7.5 teaspoons of salt. So this is just regular. You can use kosher salt, which I would suggest. I need to get rid of this salt anyway. This is sea salt. So you don't want to use the iodine, salt with iodine in it. You want to use kosher salt or sea salt or one of those and a fine grind. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. Okay. Now, we're done with that one. We're going to move to the parsley. We're going to put in there 5 teaspoons of parsley. Everything was teaspoons here. Teaspoon, half teaspoon, or a quarter teaspoon. So we're going to put in here 5 teaspoons of this dried parsley flakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, this is on the recipe I have, which I'll show you. These are per pounds, so I'm putting them together because there's 5 pounds in here. So we're just going to, make it faster and easier. Okay, the next one is going to be the rub sage right here, and we are going to put in there 2.5 teaspoons of rub sage. 1, 2. And a half. Okay. And then we're going to go with the thyme. We got the dried thyme here. We're going to put, again, 2.5. Don't want to have these heaping. So this is a new bottle, so that's why I sort of turned it sideways. You get just a little bit too much of this thyme or sage in there, it can really jack that taste up. Some people don't like it that strong. To me, it doesn't really matter. I like it either way you serve a good sausage to me. Okay, we're going to take the coriander. Same with that, 2.5. Okay, 2.5 of that. Then we're going to take the black pepper, and this is going to be 1.25. Okay, 1.25. Now, this is your preference. You can make this more peppery. You can get the flavor of the pepper. It won't make it really, I should say, hot, because the red pepper flake is the one that really steps it up. But I've made this before where I put too much trying to get get it right, and it tastes like I'm eating sausage with straight black pepper poured in it. Some people will like that, probably. I don't. All right, 1.25 of these as well, of the red pepper flake. Okay. And this one is optional. This one is optional for people. MSG. I love adding MSG to recipes. It just steps the flavor up to a whole new level. You do not have to use this. A lot of people don't like any MSG in their food, and that's fine. You can do it without it. But I'm going to put it in mine. Again, we don't want this heaping. And it's 1.25. Okay. And now, the recipe I put down here would call for 15 teaspoons of water. Tablespoons of water. This is tablespoons. It's the only tablespoon thing you would use. But I'm going to just add a little bit of water because I know basically what this is going to need. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some water to this. I'm going to hand mix it up just to get it. You don't want to do it too much. You don't need to keep working it because we got to put it back through the grinder again. So we're just going to mix this up for now. And then I'm going to move over to the maple one. And I'll skip all the parts to get to the maple one because it's basically the exact same recipe. At the end, though, we're going to add syrup in that one, maple syrup into that one. So I'm going to get some water in here, get this all mixed together, put that to the side, get the next one mixed together, and then I'll come back in when I show you I'm adding the maple syrup, and then we'll get them back in the grinder and get ready to set them up. Okay, now that we're back here, I am going to get my teaspoon. Now, these are maple syrup I got from Aldi and Winn-Dixie and stuff like that. And they say they're maple, pure maple syrup. But I know I've heard that when you get the real maple syrup, it can be stronger. So this one here, for these ones I've already tested. You can see that I've used this. So for these particular ones, you need 4 teaspoons per pound. So, excuse me. So if you get something stronger, you may have to knock it back to 3. I've tried 3 with these, and it's there, but you only get a little hint of it at the end. I like to taste a little bit while I'm eating as well. So we're going to put in here 4 teaspoons times 4 pounds, which is 16. So we're going to do 16 of these teaspoons. 1, 16 of them. And that came out to be, like I said, I've tried it with 3, and it's like I said, it's pretty good. You don't get a lot of the taste while you're eating, but you get some at the end. And then with adding that 4th one, you get a little bit of the taste while you're eating it, and then you get a really good taste of it at the end. So now we're going to add 12 drops of water to this, and I'm going to get this all mixed around and ready for its second grind. Alrighty, now we're ready to start the second grind here. I put the fine plate on, and it's going to start pumping it out through there. And this one will take a little bit longer because it's going through the fine plate, plus it has all the ingredients in there now, and it's starting to warm up a little bit. I'm trying to get it pushed through before it gets too warm. We want to get a nice emulsion out of it here. It definitely goes a lot faster when you do the coarse plate. It took me less than a minute to do 9 pounds of that pork butt. But what this second grind is also doing is it's mixing all those ingredients that we put in there together. If I didn't get it all mixed together correctly with the hands, this will make sure it's all mixed together right and even. Alright, we're just about done here. 5 pounds went pretty quick in there. Again, if I get the new one with the new attachment with the dual grind, then I can do this all one hit and it'll be good to go. Make sure I've got everything down in there. Okay. Oh, there's a little bit left in the sidewall. Like I said, I want to make sure we get it all down in there. Now it is down to the bottom, and you're always going to have a little bit left in there. And of course, it's not going to be ground as fine as the other one. So what you do is you take some of this that's already ground, and you stick it in there, and let it push the stuff that's not ground through. So then when you take your plate off and you pull all the meat out, this will be ground just like it was already put through once already. Okay. Let me get her emptied out here and we'll get on to the next one. Alrighty, so we got both of them ground. That's the maple syrup. This is the regular. We're going to put them in the refrigerator overnight, and then tomorrow we're going to make some 1-pound packages and we'll put some in some sausage links. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay guys, so it's the next day. I've loaded my meat into the sausage into the stuffer here. This is just a little 7-pound stuffer. I'm gonna, they got these fresh collagen casings you keep in the refrigerator. They're hard, but as soon as the moisture of the meat hits them, they soften right up. And I'm gonna crank this down here and start pumping some sausage through here. And that's just how easy it goes. So I have to like reload here because I'm using a bigger horn than what I'm supposed to for stuffing. I can't get the whole, this whole sleeve won't fit on there like normal because I'd have to go down one size. It makes it a lot more harder to push through. So this is what they're going to look like. We're going to let them sit, and when I'm done stuffing them, all I'm going to do is, a lot of people will wind them and do all this different stuff. If you just cut them and then put them in the freezer to set up, then you can vacuum seal them later, which I'll show you how that turns out. I'm going to finish stuffing the rest of these, and then we'll fire some up and see what they look like. Okay guys, so here's what we got. Here's my regular, here's my maple, and then I took some of the regular and broke it down in 1-pound packs. I vacuum sealed it and then pushed it down so it's nice and thin so you can store it in the freezer without hardly taking up any space. So these are great for sausage gravy or any kind of recipe you want to put together, spaghetti. You can put this in here. This is ready to go. These are all the regulars. You don't really use maple for too many other things than just maple sausage. So I made it all into links. So took some of that regular, put it in 1-pound packs, and then have the maple right here. And we're gonna take some of this and fire it up. And like I said, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors, I got meat scissors, and I'm just going to cut links. And then I'll line them up in the freezer until they stiffen up, and then I'll vacuum seal them, and they'll be ready to eat. Alrighty, as you can see, I cut them down here. This is the regular right here. This is the maple. We're going to fire these up, get them all nice and brown, and then I'll show you how it turns out. Alrighty guys, we've come to the end of this journey. Fried these two bad boys up. You can see they browned up really nice. This one here is the regular. You can see that skin held up just fine. The only thing, when it's not twisted, it comes out the end a little bit, but who cares? It's holding together, and that's how you want it. Man, that was good. Again, you can just pick it right up. Wow. That is a ticket right there. That is really, really good. Like I said, I've been working on this one for a few months now, trying to get it straight, and I finally got it. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. I'm going to sit here and eat these two links up. I got to cut the rest up and get everything cleaned up, and we'll be on to the next one. Please hit the like and subscribe.